feel like I can smell shit.
Ooh. You're into that now?
No.
That's the kind of thing you're into?
No.
It's cool if it is.
Welcome everybody to another episode of In My Opinion. I'm gonna, be a real dick right now and eat an ice cream sandwich while we're talking.
Why is it so crunchy?
It's the wrapper.
You're eating the wrapper?
No, I'm ripping it off.
Okay.
So, how you been?
Overall, not too bad.
Not too bad?
Yeah.
You watching anything new? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, actually, I saw...
Hold on. Welcome everybody to another episode of My Opinion. It's once again me, Pookie the Wolf, and Duck. We are here to talk about all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna try to shy away from the wrestling stuff, just because I have another podcast on there. But if you're listening, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that other shit, and I'm supposed to say or whatever. But you were watching something, Duck. You were saying.
Yeah, I saw, Harry Potter. No, sorry, it's not Harry Potter. It is not Harry Potter. It is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Crimes of Grindelwald. And you find out that, Mr. Albus Dumbledore, I'm sorry, spoiler alert for everybody out there, he is what the kids will call a homosexual with, this really weird looking old dude who's
It's really weird
not that
albino.
hot. Yeah, it's not that hot. Like, come on, Otis, you can do better than that. But he made this weird binding spell, like binding curse. But they used like their blood in this weird thing, and it's pretty cool. And the movie was good. Like, I like it. Some parts were like stupid. Like the one character, Queenie, I like her a lot. She was cool in the first movie. In this one, her whole thing is she wants to date a Muggle, right? But and this is like back in 19, I think it's like 1930s,
Yeah, so Jews,
like right
Jews weren't allowed.
1920s. Yeah, no Jews. Um, so it was like around there, basically before the World War. And Griswold is like, "Hey, you want to date a Muggle? I don't care. I want to take over the world and make it so wizards rule. You can do whatever you want." But so she's like, "Okay, cool. I get to marry the Muggle guy from the first movie that she's in good love." He's like, "I love you, but if we get married, like they're going to throw you in jail." So she's siding with this super evil dude who's literally killing children and babies. And she's like, "Nah, but he makes sense." I'm like, "But he just murdered a baby." Yeah. But I like what he's saying. He's talking that smooth talk to me. I'm like, but he killed a baby though.
That's
No one
not
cares about
that
that.
big of a deal.
Yeah, he wasn't a
I don't.
magic baby, so it's okay.
I don't think it's that big of a deal, though.
It's just so wild, man. But anyway, the movie's good. I liked it over. It was entertaining. It did what I liked, where it follows its own continuity. Makes me very happy to see that. Um, anything else that I've seen? That
Ladies and gentlemen, this has
was
been
about it.
Duck's recommendation.
Yes,
We like to start that off in the beginning of the episode because sometimes he can go on tangents, and we're like, "Oh, still got a show to do." Um, I'd like to do at least a shout out to, and to bring up a topic, a shout out to my coworker Brian. Very, very, very respectful. Watches all my stuff. He's an older gentleman compared to us, but he watches most of my stuff, and whether he gets it or not, he enjoys it. I think. I don't know. But always comments and always engages in some way or shape or form. The problem is that he watches my stuff at his house, and his, I believe, 22-year-old son thinks I'm a furry, and is like convinced about it. So I wanted to get your opinion about if you think I'm a furry or not.
If I think you're a furry,
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen you dress up. I haven't seen you partake in any yiffing. Um, but would you partake in yiffing?
No,
I
dude, it's
think if the
weird.
mood, yeah, I think you do it. I think you would. I think.
Yeah, well, I think you're
If,
a weeb. Fuck off.
I mean, hey, the shoe fits, dude.
Does it? Does
Does
it
it?
fit?
So, I'm
No,
just saying,
I'm
if you're
asking
at,
you.
if in my opinion, if you were to go
That's
to
not
a
cool. You
convention
can't use that against me.
and there was a hotel room where people are together
Uh huh.
and things are being placed in places and other
Jesus
things,
Christ.
would you be there?
No.
Maybe.
I
Maybe.
think it's very weird. Like most groups of people, I find it, I'm not going full Christian on them and saying they're going to burn in hell, but I just don't get it. I really don't
You
get
don't.
it. There's a disassociation, and I explained this to him today, where I said that I like the concept of characters in like costumes. Like I would love to
Hmm.
be like a Disney character, like pretending to be Stitch or Chewbacca.
Moana. Oh,
Well, I mean, I guess if you want to be Moana.
yeah. Love that girl.
Like, I think if anything, with the way I do things, I think it's more believable for someone to accuse me of being gay than being a furry.
So here's the thing.
What?
I thought most furries were gay. Or am I
I
wrong?
don't know. I don't know.
I just thought it was one of those things like you're gay, and
But
then it's like,
even,
okay, what kind of gay? Because you know how there's like
are
otters
you
and
furry
bears
gay?
and fur. Yeah,
Guess what? Furry Gay just made the title of the episode.
good. I'm
But
happy.
are
Furry
you
gay?
furry gay? You could be gay, but are you furry gay?
Yeah, that's a
Um,
whole different group.
yeah, I don't really know the culture too much. I just know, to be honest, and I'm not joking. My brother-in-law or my brother-in-law's brother is one.
No, stop joking.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't say names, huh?
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
So,
Wait,
my
maybe he's proud of it. Maybe he's a. Yeah,
he
say your name.
listen. I don't know if it's a sexual thing for him. I don't know if it can be. If it's only a sexual thing, I don't know. Like I don't know the culture. I don't know
So
if
like,
it's like all of it has to be sexual.
I feel like it's like with bronies, how like it's not, but there is still like sect, you know?
Yeah.
Because like, have you ever seen the video of the Final Fantasy house?
No.
Oh, that's a good watch for you later. If you ever have a good like hour to just burn down a rabbit hole. It's called the Final Fantasy house, and it is the craziest story you'll ever hear about people who think that they are the reincarnations of video game characters.
Oh, that's cringeworthy. That sounds very
Oh,
cringy.
yes, it is.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm gonna try to find a video. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay, send
So
it to
you
me
can
when we're
watch it
done.
later.
Send it to me when
Yeah.
we're done. But so I don't really understand the culture that much. I don't know if you watched my recent episode of VR, but Kermit, there's a Kermit that walked up to me and asked me if I was a furry, and I told him to fuck off. And it's hard because in VR chat I really want to be my mascot that Bones made for me. But it's difficult to be like a stuffed almost like a stuffed animal looking wolf. Like I'm right away viewed because I don't have that, like, you know how like when you see a generic furry and it's like
Yeah.
this like pretty fox wolf looking thing. That's
I
not
don't
what
say
my guy.
pretty,
But like trying to be very like
but you
pretty.
think it's pretty. You
No, no,
think it's
no,
pretty.
no, no. What I'm
That's the
trying
most
to
important
no,
part.
what I'm trying to say is it's meant to look like.
Attractive to somebody.
Yeah, well, like I'm thinking, like when I said pretty, I mean like eyelashes and the bright eyes and the.
Mm-hmm. And a
I
fat
feel
ass.
like. Sorry, what?
Huh?
You saying the fat ass?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I guess it depends on the person, but.
You don't.
So, wait, what? So what I was saying is that mine looks like I look like a. I think I look like the Sesame Street version of the Big Bad Wolf.
Okay.
If you ever look that up right now.
Sesame Street version of Big Guy. I was gonna say you look like Chris Chan's version of what a wolf looks like.
Who?
Chris Chan.
Fuck you. Go fuck yourself.
Joke
Is it even Chris Chan anymore, or isn't it something else?
Christina? I think it's Christina.
Probably Christina Chan or something. And I'm not Pikachu, so that doesn't really make any sense. Or Sonic.
Sesame Street, Big Bad Wolf.
That's what I feel like my mascot looks like, or should look like.
Oh,
like
I
a
like
puppet.
That. Yeah. He doesn't look like that though.
Like I'm cool with looking like a puppet.
Okay. Can you make it look like that guy?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not the guy who's making it. I mean, it's Bones. The problem is Bones is drawing. And it's not the concept is that I want to be a wolf. It's the fact that that's what I chose my mascot to be.
To be this guy.
Yeah. I mean, you see, like, AJ is a raven because Daedric Raven. But Dan is just a bicycle helmet.
So here's my question to you.
Go ahead.
Because I know earlier we had this conversation where I told you I wanted to be the duck from the Duck song. You said that's not possible. But you guys can be Sesame Street characters?
No. Are you gonna be in VR chat with us anytime soon?
Probably not.
Well, so what Bones did was he made my mascot that I had, because I was DM Wolf 1. I've always been, Pookie the Wolf. And it's funny because it's like when people hear the name, you know what the name comes from. Pookie the Wolf is my favorite animal and my family name. That's what my family calls me. If you hear me and my family in my house, they call me either Pook or Pookie. That's my family name. I'm not Darren in my house. So it's confusing to be like, I sound like some kind of fucking gay twink furry because I'm named Pookie the Wolf. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But it's just that kind of frustrating concept. It's just like, what if someone thought you loved fried chicken all the time?
I was telling that they probably were at my grandma's house.
I do think that's funny, though. Speaking of which, I wanted to talk about, just to be clear, I am not a furry.
Allegedly.
It's not allegedly. You're not helping the situation. Please don't do that.
Okay.
Please don't do that. Not a furry. Not into that stuff. I don't. Bestiality doesn't really do it for me. I like big titties. I said this at work today, and I can't say it freely. I like big titties, and I don't know, women.
You can't say that at work?
Well, it's inappropriate to just be like, you fucking piece of shit.
How many times I say I love titties at work?
Yeah, but it's not very professional to just say I like titties at work.
No, it's very professional.
Like, I really love titties.
Yeah.
But
love them enough to grow your own?
No, that's what Brian said today too.
Yeah, like you had them. Would you play with them?
No, because you know what? It's the thing of, and I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to be weird about this, but I like to give a woman pleasure. I have low self-esteem as a nerd growing up. I have low self-esteem, and I want to give my partner pleasure. I want to make them feel good.
My favorite thing to do is to eat what?
Jesus Christ.
Should you block that? Should you beat that?
What?
Are you gonna bleep that part?
No, it's fine. It's just I didn't want to get I didn't want to get too graphic. It's fine if you say it. I'm not going to censor.
I mean, how is it different from what you said?
It's not. That's what I'm saying. I just didn't want to get too detailed into it. You know what I mean?
By what you said is basically me saying what I said.
You said
that I love to eat up my wife.
Say again. It sounds like you mumbled out there at the end.
I like to eat my wife. Awesome.
Yes, I agree. Not your wife, but I like to do that as well. But the concept, I don't know. I just think that just as Lois Griffin once said, penis and vagina is just the bee's knees. I'll tell you what. It's just nothing else like it. I love it. It's so good. But my main thing is that I'm not looking in sex. I'm not looking to get pleasure. I'm looking to pleasure someone.
Hmm.
I'm looking to pleasure her because that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? Which I find is weird. Like, I find it to be almost like a weird kink.
Doesn't that lead to like one-sided relationships?
Probably. That would explain why I'm still single. But you know, it's as in an appliance in the Flintstones said, it's a living. You know?
Mm-hmm. It's the poop guy.
No, not the poop guy.
The
Could be the
toilet.
dishwasher or anything.
No, it was the toilet.
It wasn't the toilet.
It was the. It's
I
a
don't
legend.
like excrement in my mouth, by the way. So, I wanted to talk about the thing you sent me today or the other day.
Which one?
It was by Tall Skeleton. It was by Tall. I want to get this right because it was by Tall Skeleton, and it was a kind of like a video essay on, and it was called "The Son of Kanye," and the concept was the differences and similarities in Childish Gambino and Kanye West, and I thought it was very well done because it really made me like think about it. I'm like, yeah, this makes sense. Now, granted, I don't like Kanye.
I don't know why. He's great.
Well, like I like songs by him, but I don't.
I like him as a person.
Yeah. No. I think there's times where he's done stuff, and I'm like, yeah, this is good. Like as a musician, I get him, but there's some stuff he's done where I'm like, I don't get it. Like
what?
Like okay, so because of this video, I watched the whole Runaway film.
Mm-hmm.
Film, small, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yes, yeah, I'll call it a film.
Yeah, didn't understand it. The best part was when they played Runaway. I love that song. That song is so like chilling and weird, and like it's almost like nothing, and at the same time it's fucking so iconic to hear that like piano. Cause it's just so good, that melody, and then it picks up, and then it's just like, and it just seems so, the lyrics are so depressing, but in like in a good way. Like everyone's been there. Like that first line, I always find something wrong. You've been putting up with my shit for way too long. I'm like, I've been there before. Someone's been that person for me, where I have just been fucking shit up, and just don't know when to quit.
That whole album he did, the 303, I'm sorry, the 808 and Heartbreaks. That so like, what I love about Kanye's music, right, is it's like the first time you listen to it, you're like, okay, like you hear a nice beat, you hear this beat, you're like, okay, that's cool, whatever. And then like you hear the song again, and this time you pay a little more attention to the lyrics and things. And you're like, oh, I see what you're doing there. And then like when the album drops and you listen to the whole album, like start to finish, right? And the first time you listen to it, I don't. This is just me personally. The first time I always listen to Kanye West album, I go like, man, I don't like that too much. I don't think it was that good. And then for whatever reason, I listen to it again, and again, and again. And each time I listen to it, I like it more because I start picking up more things from it, understanding more things about it, or understanding the way, like why he picked certain songs and certain spots, and the story the overall story he's telling. Like 808 and Heartbreaks is, honest to me, one of his best albums he's ever made. Like Dropout was great, but
what's his worst
808 and
album?
Heartbreaks.
What's his worst album for you? Does he have one?
Like,
in your opinion,
when you say worst album, I don't think any of his albums are bad. Just the one that I think is not the best. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like what? Like if you had to pick all of them but one, if you would be like, all right, you can listen to all of these, but you have to take one out. What one would be the one that you take out?
Like probably one of his earlier mixtapes.
Does that count as an album?
I'm
talking about albums.
Okay, so what he had?
Because I would pick.
Late Registration.
I would pick the Poop She Whoop Poop De Whoop De Whoop. That one.
Oh, that song! You take that song out.
No, I'm saying whatever album that song. I don't even think I've heard the rest of the album. I don't need to. I don't want to hear that song.
Because
Because
like his
it's
album,
nothing the whole time, and then at the end he's like poopity whoop, poopity
that's
whoopty scoop.
basically he's saying like I can say whatever.
That's stupid.
Y'all wouldn't care,
See, Killer Mike has
which
a
is true.
song. Killer Mike has a song where he does the same thing, but it makes more sense. But that's just me.
Okay, so like
I
like I said,
there's things that Killer Mike has done that I do not agree with,
mm-hmm.
like being partnered up with Ti. But he still has done stuff that I like. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's cool. I was just thinking of all of Kanye's albums because he had Late Registration,
Mm-hmm.
um,
College Dropout's one of them, right?
College Dropout, yeah, Graduation,
Uh huh.
um, Jesus is King, 808 and Heartbreaks, Jesus, Yay, Life of Pablo, that was a good one. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, that was a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Donda, he actually released Donda 2. I haven't heard Donda 2 yet, but I've heard one song on there and it like broke it. It's like I like basically like it was you probably heard it. It's called like New York Go Easy on Me, and it's basically
Maybe.
about like how Kim Kardashian is dating what's that idiot's name?
Pete Davidson, yeah.
Pete Davidson, and he's like, you guys are going to make fun of me. I get that, but like, please can you go easy. And like, my heart can only take so much. Like you're taking. She took away my kids.
I th-
She's taking away a lot of stuff. Like, at least when you make fun of me, just don't go too hard.
I th- I
I know
think
you're going to
it's
do it on Saturday Night Live.
I think it's this. It's the fact that I think that Kanye is like Childish Gambino in so many ways, but the thing that really kind of differentiates the two is the fact that Kanye is very passionate. Like very passionate and very emotional when it comes to things. Like he can't really keep his emotions bottled up sometimes. And I think that's kind of some of the stuff where you see it come out where he's just like when he's trying to express himself, he just sounds like he's a crazy person.
I
Like in
think
the
that.
video, it shows like him talking to Jimmy Kimmel, and he's just like either being very blunt and honest,
Mm-hmm.
or he's just being like very like almost like the old man by the trash cans who's just mumbling shit to himself. But
But
there's a point to it.
yeah,
Like I
there
don't
100%
think.
there's a point to it, and I feel like everything he says and that he does, it's always to some sort of an end. So
Uh
he
huh.
doesn't just say and do things just randomly. It's always to an end. Because like I feel like personally, I think he is a genius. Like he proved it. He has $1 billion company. He's done fashion. He's done music. He's he's multifaceted, and like the way his brain works, honestly, he it's hard for people to like decipher what he's doing and for it not to come on an asshole or like self-centered or douchebag. Because I feel like 99% of rappers out there, they all have that same mentality. Like, I'm the best, I'm the greatest. Like, how come no one is saying these things about, for instance, like Jay Z? Like Jay Z talks about him, he's the best and how much money he has, but no one says, "Oh, you're self-centered, you're an asshole. Let's ban him. How dare he talk?" Like, no one does that to him. No one does that with, especially Beyonce. Listen to Beyonce's music. It's all about like, I'm the best. Shut the fuck up. I'm the coolest. But no one does that
Yeah.
against her. Like she's known to be like bitchy and like just really hard to work with. But she's never blackballed from the industry, or no one really talks bad like about
Yeah.
her. And if you do, she has millions of fans to defend her, and it's seen as okay. But if anyone defends Kanye, then it's like, oh no, you're an asshole for defending him. It's like, am I though? Like, really?
I think it's a lot of the reaction stuff. I think it's a lot of the stuff where like the Taylor Swift incident and
Fuck Taylor Swift, dog. I don't like that bitch.
but as I'm saying though, it wasn't it wasn't like something she provoked. It's just he didn't like the outcome of something and had to jump in and say something, and that's why people are like, "Oh, this guy's a dickhead." And that's what I'm seeing about it. Too passionate about it, being like, "Oh, I have to say my piece," and it's just like, "Yeah, you don't have to, but you're gonna
When
do
did
this
that happen?
anyway." I don't know, years ago.
Exactly. So like, I don't get how
No,
people
no,
don't like people.
I'm giving you devil's advocate of why I think that people will jump on him because of situations he's done. stuff he's said, stuff that isn't necessary. You don't see Jay-Z doing outlandish things. You see him buying fucking basketball teams and keeping to himself. Like there's it's I don't think Kanye is a complete insane person, but I think like like most people in situations they don't know how to react besides either getting angry or having to voice their opinion. He just lets it out.
Yeah, not to like again make excuses for people and for things like that. Like
No,
what he
and I
did, yeah, I'm not just going to choice to do something. Come on.
but I'm saying like
But
when you
looking back,
said
like knowing what we know now and looking back at it, knowing that he has a history of like bipolar, schizophrenic behavior, then it's like, well, then what happens when you mix that with alcohol and drugs? It's
yeah.
going to get worse. And he didn't know what he had back then, so like it only exacerbated the situation. So like where he would a normal person would be like, okay, well, not I'm not going to get up on stage and say like, oh, I think Beyonce the best album. I'm just going to let that shit ride, or tell Beyonce to her like later, like, hey, I thought you should have won, whatever. But when you're like that much stuff in your head already, then like I feel like that plays a
Yeah.
role in things that happen in your life and things that you do. Um,
And so that's the perfect example of the like the video. There's such a flip side to the coin where you see Donald Glover do things and people tell him that he can't do things or this is the way things are, and he goes, well, no, I'm gonna do things differently, or I'm gonna show you that, like, you know, it's the complete opposite of like what I said, where Kanye is very passionate. Donald Glover's like, all right, I'll keep to myself and I'm gonna do that thing that you told me I couldn't do because you told me I couldn't do it. It's that concept of I'm gonna do what I want to do. It's like when they show a part where he's, you know, being very calm and collected about Kendrick Lamar saying something about him or saying something about people, and it's just that concept of like, you know, not finding that reason to get all heated about it. It's just being like, yeah, no, it was good. You know, I liked it. It was fine.
or yeah, he's like, that was a dope bar. Cool.
Yeah. He's like, it was really
Like,
good.
I don't see the problem in it.
Yeah. And it was the fact that like he talked to the people who almost like, you know, and like I said, I don't. That video made me think more. Didn't give Kanye a human side. Like I already knew he was a human who's dealt with shit. It gave him more of a, like, he made more sense.
Yeah.
Like I think that it was very much, you know, people giving him either not giving him a chance because of the way he acts or just not thinking that he's good enough because of the way he acts. And that's, I mean, it's not right, but there's multiple times where he's shown people that he can do a lot.
He's proved that many times over already.
Yeah.
Again, the man is worth 1.8 billion. Like,
But like I said to you, where Donald Glover comes in, I understand what he's trying to do from comedy, which is what I loved, into rap. Um, with Kanye, it's rap into fashion, which I'm like, I can't really get into fashion, and I've known him before with 30 Rock and Community, so I was like, I can get with, you know, Donald Glover because I know what he's been doing so far. I know what he can do, and if he does rap, and it's the most part when I was liking the rap was the fact that it was funny. It made me think. You know, some of the lines were quite clever, and I liked that. But sorry, go ahead.
no, I just want to say like with Donald Glover, like how he went into writing because he was told, you probably can't do that. No, okay, I'm gonna do it then. And then he started getting acting, and he was told, you probably can't do that. And he's like, prove I can do that as well. And that's how we started getting into like Derek comedy and all that stuff. And they told him, maybe you shouldn't do comedy. Well, I'm gonna do it. And he did comedy. And then he starts rapping. Like, maybe you can't rap. No, I'm gonna do it. And he becomes a successful rapper. And they say, and then try to become a producer. Man, you can't become like a producer. no, I'm going to do it. And then he produces and writes and stars in his own like hit nominated like Emmy winning show,
Yeah.
Atlanta.
The thing that
And
Go ahead. Sorry.
he just keeps proving each thing time and time again. And it's the same thing with I feel like with Kanye, where like he started off as a producer, but back then producers couldn't be rappers. He was one or the other. So he went into being a producer and then had all these beats and then was like, I can also rap. And you were like, maybe you can't do that. He was like, no, do it. And he did it. And then he goes into fashion because he's like, you can't do crossing between rap and fashion. Like, you're just a rapper. He's like, no, I can do it. And he fought tooth and nail. And he has a successful fashion line and business and company. And he even said it himself. He was like, he was like, um, people want me to not be my like biggest hit, like biggest fan. Like, why should I not think that I'm the best and I'm the greatest? Why should I think anything less of this? And I agree. I feel like every person in the whole world should feel like they're the best person
Yeah.
because you should always feel as though you're amazing. Like I want children to feel like they're the best human beings, like the best people they can be possibly ever. So I want them to have that self confidence. I don't want them to have low self confidence and
Yeah.
going into things, feeling bad. When I listen to Kanye, when I listen to his music, like I get that feeling. I feel confident. I feel like I can do more and do better things and more things. And depending on like what kind of like album he's putting out, for instance, like with uh like I said with 808 and Heartbreaks, like that is just about him, relationships he's had that has failed, and his mom dying. He's trying to take all those emotions and put it in a thing. And even with that album, he was told, "Oh, autotune, don't do that. You'll never sell anything with autotune. Shit's gonna flop because you do." He was like, "Watch this," and he succeeded in that.
Yeah.
The whole
I think that it's hard. It's hard in that situation because I think that for me, the way I see rap is that's exactly it. You talk about how fantastic you are. I think it's a lot of the. I mean, some of it is storytelling, but most of the time it's at least with the kind of people that he would do stuff with. It's always like I don't know. I think if Kanye started off not doing, the I don't know what you'd call it, like Jay-Z and all these people that he was working with. I feel like if he did his own thing, he'd be more so understood musically. Just because it's like he's in the wrong crowd of people. You know what I mean? They're worried about
no,
what kind of cars they have and shit, and he's like, I want to talk about stuff that's serious.
yeah, but if you listen to like his earlier stuff and like stuff he talked like in his newer stuff now, even in the I want to say was it in I think it was the graduation album. He talked about like when I was younger, I thought I wanted cars, the bling, all this fancy stuff. And like he's like I wanted he was like anytime I wanted something, like even if I get a fancy paycheck just so I can buy the biggest watch just so I can show it off. Like he thought that's what he
Well,
wanted. He
that's what I
thought that
mean.
was the time like the so when he was coming up in the music industry, that's the stuff that he thought he wanted. So like, of course, he would surround himself with things that he thought that he wanted. And then like now when he's older, he's looking back at all the stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, I was stupid. Like, why did I do this?"
Well,
And
that's what I
then
mean. That's what I'm exactly what I'm saying. Where it's just like it's such a like I've heard what's the one that he had that was early, um, right down to the wire or down to the wire or something like that. I forget what it was called.
why? Yeah,
The
yeah,
Wire. That's what it's called. That song is you can feel the emotion in that. It's a rap song, but you feel and he explains the shit that he went through. And I can understand that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's such a him conforming around the type of music that everyone else around him is doing. But I feel like he could have been doing just his own thing. You know what I mean?
but it's like you wanted him to change his sound. That was his sound,
No, no, no.
and
I
that
don't want him to change his sound at all. I just mean like I think what he was around was the the way of life or the group of people that he didn't need. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of concept of like you said, the flashy like need cars and watches and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But he really can speak from the heart with his songs that he doesn't really need to talk about stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's.
I mean, with his earlier work, that's what it was. Like now is different. Like I want to say ever since. I want to say ever since probably. I want to say graduation. Like graduate, that album was when he really was like, okay, now this is who like my sound. This is like how this is my type of music, and like you can tell a Kanye song from a Jay-Z song or from a
but
Snoop
yeah,
song,
and it's also
from a Kendrick song.
a difference in his taste. Like as he gets older, I get that his taste is gonna change, and I think I understand him more because he's more outspoken about his life than just being like, you know, I like 808 and Heartbreaks. I feel is more impactful than like I don't know, like a song like The Good Life. It's like stuff like that. Whereas it's like there are songs where he can really kind of get an emotion out, and then there's songs that's just like I want to live good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like for you, Darren, like I would have you heard 808 and Heartbreaks, like the whole thing?
Not the whole thing. I think I've heard a majority of the album.
Like Coldest Winter, that's one of my favorite songs he's put out ever. I hear that song and it's just heartbreak, man. It's just all about heartbreak and like how you thought you had this love and the next thing you know, like you're just like left out in the cold and you're just like, oh, you was heartless the whole time. Like you were just out just to hurt me. Like you didn't really love me. You weren't there for me. Now that I think about it, and like if you listen to like honestly, I would if I could give you homework, I would say listen to 808.
Well, I actually wanted to ask you something, and I don't know if you want to write it down or not. But I wanted to ask you something that because it definitely has to do with music.
Yeah.
If you were in a thing where you had to pick 10 artists, and you could only listen to those 10 artists, or you could even do 5 artists if you can't think of 10. I don't want to be here all day with it, but could you think of 10 artists that you could listen to and just have to listen to those people? Like
right this second?
Well, yeah. Unless you want to do it next week. That or we can just move on to the next thing, because I do have other stuff to talk about.
Do other stuff, and I'll answer that.
Yeah, I literally have like half of mine down, so I was like, maybe we'll do it another time. But like, you know, deserted island kind of situation. So, I wanted to talk about, there's a bit of hypocrisy. I've preached a lot of, and even last week, or last episode, we talked about G4, and how they're doing things, and I enjoy the stuff they're doing. They have done something kind of fucked up. Because of the Frost backlash, I believe they got rid of her show.
Really?
Yeah, Boosted is gone. Avli May, Golden Boy, and I'm guessing Frost is still with the network.
Okay.
I haven't seen Frost in a very long time, and I've seen Golden Boy and Avli May.
Is she doing like back at the house stuff?
She might just be fired. I don't know. But the thing that kind of pissed me off was that they were really kind of realizing that a lot of people hated the whole sexism in gaming things, and they were fully backing it. And then they had Amaranth on.
Ew.
I don't know if you've heard of Amaranth.
I don't.
Are you familiar with her?
Very familiar. Not a fan.
She could really talk your ear off, I'll tell you what. She's a real... I can't think of any more ear puns. But yeah, I thought that was a bit of a fucking step down from the fucking... Like, it just overall makes them look bad from other people. Like, the people who are at their ankles right now it just gives them more ammo to be like, yeah, you guys were like complaining about sexism in gaming. Here's a woman who just doesn't play games and sits in a hot tub all day. It's
This is what you wanted, right? This is
yeah.
what you wanted.
You wanted titties. You wanted titties and ear licking. It really kind of pisses me off. It's not even a thing of like yeah, feminism. It's more of like a god damn, the fucking turnaround, the 180 you guys just pulled is fucking ridiculous. And it's such a weird thing to be like, yeah, we have Frosk's back. Frosk is it's like there's a joke from Simpsons when Homer is the other third character on Itchy and Scratchy, and they have to get rid of him, so he just goes, he's gone away to another planet, and then it's just like he's disappeared, he's gone forever, he's gone back to his home planet, and he's never coming back. It's like Frosk, they just were like, Frosk is gone and she's never coming back. But yeah, it was kind of a fucking shithead move. X-Play, I don't think is doing real well. I don't know if the whole company is doing real well. I think Attack of the Show is doing great. I think they're funny regardless. But a lot of the stuff that came through was some of the... I don't know. I watched a video today where it was like, oh, everyone on that channel is leftist and crazy leftist. I'm like, I don't think that's everybody. There's a lot of people who just didn't like Trump. It wasn't like I need to make my voice heard. It was more like just like yeah, I don't like Trump and that's it. And it wasn't like he needs to go fucking die or whatever. But it pissed me off a little bit today. I was very upset with the fact that, and it took me a little bit to realize it because it was been a whole week since then. Maybe a whole 2 weeks since then. I'm not sure. But it was like the concept of like, oh yeah, they have this woman who literally just shows her tits the whole time. And they complained about, or they were backing that woman who said, sexism in gaming. This bitch, the only thing I've ever seen her play is Pokemon. And while she was doing it, she was in a inflatable pool in her bedroom.
He knows her audience.
Yeah, but that's fine. But for a company who was backing this whole sexism in gaming, they definitely fucking turned around real quick when they realized they were losing a lot of people. It's kind of fucked. I don't know. It just kind of pisses me off. That kind of shit pissed me off a lot.
Yeah.
There was something else that we were going to talk about, and I can't remember what it was.
I can tell you right now.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. I'm just going to pull up the list of things.
You did have a list of things, didn't you?
Three chinners.
No. Oh, you were talking about Bruce Springsteen, and I wanted to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
So do you not like Bruce Springsteen?
No, I just don't get why white people like him so much.
First off, I hate him, so it was just if that helps. I am a white person. I am a man of whiteness, and I don't like him. Don't like him at all. You said Billy Joel and Elton John, and I like those two guys.
Yeah, Elton John.
You like both of them. You like Phil Collins. You like ABBA.
Who doesn't like Phil Collins?
I mean, like Alec Baldwin once said, when responding to Tracy Morgan asking him if he liked Phil Collins, he said, "I have 2 ears and a soul, don't I?" It's one of my favorite jokes from 30 Rock. He's like, "I'm gonna make you a mixtape." He's like, "Jack, you like Phil Collins?" He's like, "I got 2 ears and a soul, don't I?" But yeah, Bruce Springsteen, and I fought with Joe. I fought with him about it because his dad's like super big on Bruce Springsteen, and I go, that guy's a fucking idiot. Not his dad, but Bruce Springsteen. Because, so like a lot of his songs are like pandering to like white people or like people who are struggling, like just poor people. It's like that thing of like, I'm making so much money off you because I'm talking about how poor I pretend to be. You know what I mean?
He's not poor, and his music's even that good. Like,
it's
that's
not.
the thing. Like, it's not even that
But he's like, I struggle to be something more than what I am. And I like to sing about struggles. And I'm doing such a hard time struggling.
While I make all this money.
Paying the checks and getting all your money.
I couldn't get the G6 with the cup holder.
Yeah, it's like that concept of like he's every man's man. So it's just like, oh, I can relate to him. Like, yeah, but you're giving him money, so he's like not like you. He's actually more rich than you. Because he knows how to play a guitar and has a group of people who play band with him or whatever. Yeah, I don't think it was good at all. So I just wanted to, because I felt like I got confused there when you said it. Because you started naming other bands. I'm like, wait, do you not like Phil Collins and all these people? And you're like...
No, I was naming other bands that are better than Phil Collins, but don't have as big of steam as him for some reason. Like, ABBA is, like, amazing. But the average person would be like, oh, no, Phil Collins. I'm like, no, ABBA's way better than Phil Collins.
You think ABBA's way better than Phil Collins?
100%.
I disagree with you. I disagree with you. Song-wise, I disagree with you.
Are you sure about that, sir?
Yeah, I am. I'm pretty... Now, hold on. Are we counting Genesis as well?
No.
All right, well, then you might have something there.
It's Phil Collins by himself.
Yeah, but Genesis is where he started.
Yeah, but we're talking about Phil Collins. Not Phil Collins, I'm sorry.
Bruce Springsteen?
Bruce Springsteen, yeah.
Oh, yeah, fuck that guy. ABBA's way better than Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. My fault. That was me.
He was like, baby, we were born to rain.
Yeah, ABBA is better than Bruce Springsteen, but not better than...
Bro, I'd listen to Mamma Mia all goddamn day if the other option... If the other option was Born to Run or Glory Days, I'd tell you to go fuck yourself, play that fucking ABBA.
Fucking Dancing Queen.
Fucking Dancing Queen. What's the other one? What's the one I've listened to just recently?
No, Me Knowing You?
No.
Gimme.
Yeah. That's exactly the one, because I keep thinking that it's a Madonna song, but Madonna's a fake fuck, and she can go fuck herself. There's another one.
Madonna or Cher? Which one?
Madonna. I don't mind Cher. There's another one by ABBA, though. It's, you started naming stuff, and I'm like, no, not those ones. Man After Midnight? Or maybe that's Gimme Gimme. No, that's Gimme. Yeah. There's another one, and I can't fucking think of it.
SOS?
Take a chance. Take a chance on me. Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one, too. Fucking ABBA's fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, no one has more remasters than ABBA.
I'm a 31-year-old non-furry person, and I can say that ABBA is just fantastic.
Just fantastic.
I feel like, but that's what I mean. Like, I feel like back when you're younger, you're like, oh, I don't like ABBA because I'm not gay.
Nah, I loved ABBA ever since.
This man likes two things for sure: Kanye West and ABBA. He don't give a fuck.
I like it.
Yeah, he likes what he likes. I like big titties, but I don't like Amaranth because she's the equivalent of Bruce Springsteen. She's just like, but for Twitch, where she's just like, I'm just gonna pander to everybody who will fucking sit there and jerk their dick off while I'm playing whatever I'm playing, or licking ears.
I got a list. It's not a full 10.
No, we'll do it till full 10 later. Just do that for next week. We'll do that for next episode.
Okay. I'm gonna forget it.
Cause keep it by your desk.
No, I can't do that for her. We can have children. Crazy.
Okay, right? Well, after you're done the list, send it to me then.
Okay.
Cause then I'll write it down.
Word.
I think one person that I love, and I don't know, it's something about like the all of this stuff and not being really like kind of recognized for everything is Mos Def. Just acting wise and rap wise, I just feel like that's someone that like I don't feel like people give enough credit to.
Because he's a rapper, they go like rappers can't act. It's like, what?
He's a black man. He can't do nothing wrong. 50?
50 can act too.
50 can act? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't seen 50's movies, have you?
That's true.
50 can act. he
That's
can act.
true.
It's weird.
That's
It's like
true.
it's weird
I
because I'm good here.
I don't know. I think a lot of the stuff. I don't know. Because like I don't think I'd know as much as Kanye if it weren't for you. Like I don't think I would bother with him. Like there's some songs, like there's like the basics, like Jesus Walks and you know, all the different songs that he's done. But like I don't think I'd have a detailed description of his music.
Okay.
I don't mind him. I'd like to know what's up with the bird lady. The bird
So
lady
like
confuses me.
she was supposed to be like an angel. There's this whole thing on like how society can absolutely corrupt anybody or anything.
Uh-huh.
And the whole story of like the Runaway movie is basically like this angel falls, um, he takes it in and starts learning about the world, and like people are like, oh, that's weird, that's different, and it tries to conform to like society, but then at the end it's like I don't belong here, like I don't belong.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah, no, I get it. I don't think I gave it a chance when it came out, but I re-listened to Otis. It's a fucking
Yeah,
great beat.
yeah, I know.
That's a great beat. Like I think that's the
He
one that is the one song by Jay-Z I fucking like.
and it's not even Jay Z. That's the crazy, like, because Kanye did the beats to that song. Like Kanye does,
But
he
like
does a lot of beats for a lot of people.
but even Jay-Z in it doesn't like whenever I listen to Jay-Z, I'm like this is his raps are boring to me.
Yeah,
That was the
turn
one
your brain
song
off.
I'm like I enjoy that song with him
I like
and Kanye, both people.
because I remember when Monsters came out. It was Kanye,
Oh my
Nicki
god.
Minaj, and Jay Z, right?
Jay-Z
Nicki
was the
killed it. He was the
worst.
worst. Oh my!
He
I
slowed the pace of everything down.
he just made it so
Oh
bad,
my god, it is the worst.
so bad.
Dude, I came out to that when I used to do backyard wrestling. Like that was one of my entrance songs because it just worked.
And you said, "Can you please get the Kanye skip to the Kanye part? Thank you."
Well, it was because it was like the was it Rick Ross?
Yeah, Rick Ross started it,
It was Rick Ross
and
part, and then it went into Kanye, the chorus.
mm-hmm.
And I remember one of the problems being that I think Kibbles was like, "Yeah, you have to bleep that out because he drops the N word," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Well, we'll figure something out." He's like, "You have to edit it out," or it was like motherfucker.
I'm a monster. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Right?
He just slows down the whole pace of the song. It's just
He's
really
one of
bad.
my least favorite rappers.
I can't
Even
get into him.
like just it, my wife knows it. Like Tucky comes on, like turn that shit off. I don't
Yeah,
know what it is.
but yeah, I
Like
think.
I would rather listen to PP Cocaine than this man.
What do you? I want to ask. What do you think about? Because I hear different things from everybody. What do you think about Danger Doom or MF Doom, whatever the fuck he's called? He just passed away. What, 2 years ago? A year ago?
I don't know this.
He's done stuff with like gorillas, and I'll have to send you his stuff. You probably have heard him before.
Most likely have. If I heard Gorillas, I've heard
I
it.
think it's not Danger Doom because that's him with somebody else. Um, I want to say MF Doom. He has like he's always like got the mask, and he's got the he does like he usually is like a danger a Doctor Doom kind of like look to him, but he so like I've watched this video where like supposedly everybody in rap would say that he's one of the best, and I'm like, but I don't ever hear like people actually saying like, oh, this song is his greatest song, or this is the greatest rapper of all time, or whatever. Like I enjoy him, but I have to send you some of his songs. Like he's done a lot of stuff with like Adult Swim.
It sounds similar to like Thundercat, where like all of these people are saying, "Oh, Thundercat is
But you never hear him on the
greatest
radio.
out there." You never hear him on the radio, and then like I listen to Thundercat stuff, and it is very good. It's very like funky,
Yeah.
like psychedelic, weird like vibes to it, and like I understand like what he's doing with the music and like he's turning different octaves and doing different things like that, which is really cool. And he's smart with his music, but like for him to be so great and amazing, like he doesn't get any screen time or like anything pushed. It's like people are like, oh, like name some of your favorite artists, and I'm like, oh yeah, Thundercat and this first person, but then like, okay, then why isn't Thundercat like bigger or
I
known
feel like
more?
that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people are great, but like they don't get enough play. Like I feel like a lot of like even in the alternative scene for me,
Mm-hmm.
um, three bands I can name right now is Paramore, Bastille, and Haim are three bands who every time I see like Jimmy Kimmel or a new album comes out from like on like Jimmy Fallon, they'll be like, oh, they're great, blah blah blah. I'm like, well, why aren't they fucking played more on the fucking radio? Like, why aren't they played and shown so much of this coverage if they're so fucking good? Like the most I've heard from Haim was this new movie that one of them is in, and I'm like, why don't I hear fucking more things from them from everyone else? It almost feels like I'm the only fan of those bands. You know what I mean? Where you're like, am I the only person who's listening to this? How are they getting so much money, or how are they doing more and more albums if I'm the only one listening to them? You know?
Yeah, especially like I want to say the most like screen time that Thundercats ever gotten was when he was he was on Hot Ones, and I was like, that's honestly the most exposure I've ever seen this man get,
Mm-hmm.
other than like NPR radio.
But yeah, it's fucking weird. I mean, it's probably like the music industry in general just fucking not playing songs unless it's, I don't know, involving sex or something. I don't know how it works.
You know, like if they should put Pink Eye on the radio, that's when you know
Oh yeah.
we're in a good place.
Shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
You're a fucking cunt.
I love the
Well, they do now.
Nickelodeon.
Don't they do that now?
They don't play
Yeah.
Pink Eye on the radio. You
They
crazy?
play Joji, don't they?
Yeah, Joji's different from Pink Eye.
He's the same person, but yeah, you're right.
No,
He
way
is
different.
literally the same person. Like, I'm
No,
not
is
even
he
joking.
though? Is he though?
He
Is
is
he?
the same person. It's like Childish Gambino and Donald Glover. They are the same person, just different attitudes. Don't give me that shit. Don't you dare. So what do you got? I'm kind of setting myself up for it, but what do you got that's coming up that you're excited for?
Like movie wise, video game wise, life wise.
Whatever.
Okay. I'm really excited for the new JoJo fighting game. Well, it's not new. They're just remastering it, adding some new characters for that. I'm excited about Digimon Survive, which I just keep looking at information on, but nothing's come out about it. And that's been about 2 years. I've been looking forward to that game.
Why should people be excited for the Digimon game?
Because I like Digimon, and this is going to be a real-time strategy Digimon game. It's basically if you like anything dealing with like fantasy tactics or like Fire Emblem, then you'll like this game.
I was just asking like what would make people never mind. I was just trying to get like a why would people like this game, and you're just like, because I like Digimon. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know what's not to like about it. Like, you can have a dinosaur that gets bigger and grows more guns. That's amazing.
I want to grow more dicks.
That's a Digimon.
Mm-hmm.
Digimon.
You say Dickymon? I'm down.
Little Digimon.
Little Dickymon?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just pillow talking with a bitch.
Hey.
So, yeah, those are games wise. You're not really. I mean, I know you were so excited for Deep Water or whatever the fuck the movie's called with Ben Affleck in it. Just a reaction. Yeah, it's. Let's see. I have an awesome April, and I can't wait to talk to you about it when the stuff happens. I was gonna ask you if you wanted to go with me, but I figured you have 3 kids and probably won't be able to.
Depends on where it is.
It's in Philly.
Okay.
And it is the Fan Expo convention. It's like a Comic-Con. They changed the name.
What day is it?
It's April 9th. I'm going.
April 9th. That is the day that both my children have 2 different birthday parties. So Janae's taking Desi to one, I'm taking.
Well, damn. Me and Bones are going. Well, I was right. It's gonna be awesome. I'm going to go see Billy West, who is Fry, Professor Farnsworth, and Ren and Stimpy.
Are they bringing that back?
Which one?
Futurama.
Yeah.
You think it should just stay dead at this point?
No, I feel I'd give it a shot at least.
I mean, it came back and gone so many times, and like each time it ends, I'm just like, okay, that's a good end. You can stop now, and then it doesn't end. I'm just like, what? Why?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's a cartoon. It shouldn't really. It's not. It doesn't take itself too seriously, so I don't really worry too much about it.
Yeah, neither does the Simpsons, but like, see what happens.
What do you mean?
Simpsons are a freaking shell of its former self. Like it's.
I mean, again, I don't think it matters at this point. They've had historical or great classic episodes. I don't think it matters what they do now. If they can keep going until they're done.
But they're never be
dies.
That's what needs to happen. It needs to die. The show needs to die.
But so my point. Billy West, voices of Professor Farnsworth, Fry, and Zoidberg, and also Ren and Stimpy. I don't know whether to get him to sign both the Ren and Stimpy, or if I should just have him sign Professor Farnsworth, because I'm thinking it would be cheaper if I just have him sign Professor Farnsworth and it just say, "Good news, everyone."
Good news, everyone.
And then Nolan North, I actually bought it for the convention, which I feel kind of bad for, but a Nathan Drake pop. And then I have Carolina Ravassa, who
He's
is
not Nathan Drake anymore. You know that, right?
What do you mean?
He's not Nathan Drake anymore.
He'll always be Nathan Drake. What the fuck you mean?
That's Tom Holland now.
No, dog, no. See, cause. Okay, but hold up. See, the thing is that he wouldn't have been a movie if it weren't not for Nolan North.
Okay.
Like, you can't do that. You can't be like, it's like saying that like Tom Holland was the first Spider-Man. He wasn't.
But he's Spider-Man now.
He's Spider-Man now, but he wasn't the original.
Yeah, but he's Spider-Man now. That's what
matters. I'm saying he wasn't the original.
If
That's not what matters.
If they make another one, okay? Another game after
Fuck
the movie.
out of here.
You like that series a lot, didn't you?
I love it. It's a great game.
I got all 3 of them. Or is it 4? How many
I didn't finish. I never even played 4 yet. I still gotta play. I still gotta beat Last of Us, the first one.
You're not missing much.
I still gotta update and turn on and plug in my PlayStation. Shit.
Yeah, you hate playing that thing with me. It's weird.
I don't hate playing it.
You never play with me.
I just don't play it much. What am I gonna play with you? Fall Guys?
No Man's Sky?
I don't want to play No Man's Sky. That's
Why?
nothing against you. That's just in general.
It's a fun game. I like it.
Fuck that shit.
We could play Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either because you're just gonna whoop my ass.
You don't know that.
I do know that. Oh, speaking of which, hold on. Let me talk to you about. I wanted to bring up the last part. Carolina Ravassa. She is the voice of Sombra. I'm gonna have her sign one of my Sombras, not all of them, because I have like 4 of them.
Sombra's thing is, hey, to use guns.
What?
That's what she says.
That's not what she says.
She says,
she
hidden
boops people.
secrets.
She boops people. She boops people in the nose. Just like one of my favorite wrestlers. She's just like one of my favorite wrestlers. She boops people in the nose.
She's from Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sombra. That's my name. She's a machine gun.
I have like 5 pops of her, and I'm going to have her sign one of them.
Okay.
So those are the 3 people. Also, 2, I know you don't know this, but in 2018, the Venom comic, it was the introduction of Null, the god of the symbiotes.
Oh yeah, he's right. I do know who that is.
So the 2 creators of that comic book are going to be at the convention, and I'm going to have them sign that one. The first issue of it.
Are you nervous?
No. I just don't know how much it's going to cost. Probably cheaper than the other guys, but... Because, like, the celebrities have their prices up, but the comic book artists don't. And I'm like, I'm sure it'll be cheap, but, like, that's so cool, though. Like, not only... both writers of the comic book are going to be there. So, like, that's just perfect. Like, and they've made issue... Back in 2018, they started at number 1, and they just finished that story at 35. And I own most all of them. I assume it's good. People give it a lot of hype because I have not collected all the issues yet, so I have not read it all yet. But from what I read, it really is enjoyable because it's an actually formidable opponent against Venom because he can pretty much control him at any time he wants. And then they found that his son was the key to beating him because he could overpower he could like almost matches the Null power or whatever. But yeah, so I don't think, because there's like a pop I could have him sign, which is the corrupted Venom, but I don't think I'll do that. I think I'm just gonna have him sign the comic book because that would just be cool because that's what they created. But you said something and I fucking got thrown off by it now. Oh, we were gonna talk. I was talking. Somehow came up to fighting games. Did you see the trailer for Tekken Bloodlines?
The anime?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Didn't go get beat up. I'm not going to get beat up. And then you see Ogre come and kill June. I was like, June?
Yeah, what do you think about it? I definitely will watch it.
I've seen every single Tekken movie, so this is going to be added to the list.
But you know how I feel about Tekken. It's my favorite. Yeah. Kibble sent it to me.
I have a Tekken tattoo.
I want to buy I want someone to make me a legit king mask.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I want a Yoshimitsu mask. The one that looks like an octopus.
I would either want like a full fucking Jin outfit or fucking king outfit.
I'm
not buff enough for
Heihachi outfit. When he's in a diaper.
In the diaper? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Naked. You should be more of an Eddie Gordo, you know. I don't want to, point out the obvious.
Why would I be that guy?
Well, you look a lot alike, you know.
How? How so?
Because you guys you dance a lot, right?
No, I don't dance at all.
You like to kick a lot? Maybe?
I'm more of an electrical power bomber.
Okay, because you have dreads?
No, I cut mine off, remember?
Shit, well, because you're both black.
Oh, there it is.
And there it is. Okay, all right. Just waiting for that. Thank you. There, that we got it.
Now I know.
No, yeah, that's fucking stupid. Thanks.
We both love Tekken.
Thanks for humoring me with that bit. No, dude, like that. I was telling you about that story where like you texted me about that story you told me, and I was like, after you sent me that video, about like how you being black has treated you feel treated differently, but like the shit that happens to you because of it, it just kind of like upset me because it's like it's not a thing of like, oh, my white privilege makes me feel bad for you. It's the concept of like, no one wants to feel different. No one wants to feel left out. No one wants to feel like an outcast. And I felt that way before. The only difference is that if there's something that I like that people, make fun of me for, I can change it, or I can not give them that information. People will judge you on how you look and go, you should like Tupac or Biggie. This is so out of context because no one knows the story. But
it's funny, even more, just today, this nurse named Gina, and she would she's, I want to say she's Italian in her like late 40s, early 50s, but she'll
she's like, you like Newports, right?
Rap to me. And it's like, you did, I said all these things, you didn't comment at all of them. Like, those songs? Because I don't listen to old school rap. Like, why would you assume I listen to old school rap?
She's like, you don't like.
I have to like all that? Like,
she said, you don't like Big Daddy Kane?
or like she'll like, yeah, this is like Swap City. And I'm like, okay. She's like, Tyga? I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't listen to all the Tyga songs. Like,
yeah.
She's like, that's weird. Like, you should, like, because I'm black, I have to know all that.
You should definitely turn around and be like, oh, right, because since Tyga and me are the same skin color, that means I got to know all his music, right? And
she'll say yes.
Like, that's really fucked up for you to say.
That's what I thought in my head. Yeah. And was I
you should have been like, bippity boppity boopity boopity. There you go. Yeah. I just said go fuck yourself in Italian.
Bippity boppity.
Bippity boppity boopity bippity. Hey, you should just walk up to her and go, hey, the other day I was playing Mario Galaxy and I can't get past this one level. Could you help me out? And she'd be like, why would I know how to? Oh, I'm sorry. Mario's Italian. You're Italian. I figured you'd know how to get out of it. Be like, I thought you knew how to beat the level because you both are Italian.
I literally was like, oh yeah, only thing to listen to is like hardcore gangster rap or anything that involves strippers rapping. That's all I listen to. It's like, yeah. You should listen to more stuff than just that. Seriously. Like, I hate you.
Like, if someone played for me WAP, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know this is... Like, I wouldn't know until, like, they actually said it. I'd be like, oh,
so this... They said wet ass pussy?
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, this must be that song. Like, if not, I'd be like, oh, this sounds like a Cardi song. Oh, this is Cardi, huh?
The second they say there's some hoes in this house, I'm like, yeah, I heard it.
As soon as you hear there's some hoes in this house, be like, all right, I'm out. I'm good. Deuces. Yeah, it's. Oh.
Have you heard of PP cocaine?
No, I don't know what the fuck that is.
I'll send you PP cocaine.
Oh God, no. Do it after the video.
Yeah,
so,
it is to be later.
I'm going to a Comic-Con with Bones. Kibbles is going as well. May Na Wen is going, and that's why Kibbles and his fiance are going, Sabrina. Mm-hmm. Sabrina, she looked up to Mulan, and that's who May Na Wen. Have you watched Boba Fett?
No, I have not.
Okay, what about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Is that the one with the really boring character who I can vibrate things?
Yeah. She's that.
Yeah, I hated
she's
that show.
She's that Asian woman. She's also in Boba Fett.
I tried to like it, right?
Did you watch Mandalorian? Point is, I'm just trying to explain to you who May Na Wen is. She's that one bounty hunter Asian woman who teams up with
I know who
Boba
she
Fett.
is.
Okay. Well, Sabrina and Kibbles are going because the main reason I think she's going, his fiance, is because she grew up with Mulan and everything, and it's like, obviously, shit, I can't think of it. Obviously, if you were a girl, you would look up to insert black princess here. I don't know.
Is that a thing?
Well, I mean, Sabrina is Asian.
We had to talk about this already. About the whole, black Spider-Man. You're like, you can't still pick it, because he's black. What? Wait, did you like Spider-Man because he's white?
I mean...
You got what I'm saying?
Yeah. So wait, hold on. Wait, when you mean you and me talked about this?
Yeah, so like I said how I didn't think that what's his name? Miles Morales was like that good of a character. And you're like, black people, like kids look up to him. Your kids wouldn't look up to him. And you're telling me how like you looked up to Peter Parker because you saw yourself in him. And your
Yeah.
kids could see themselves in Miles. Why can't they see themselves in Peter Parker?
Well, that's what I'm saying though. The concept that as a kid you go, "Oh, he looks like me. I can be like him." Like as a kid you think that because you go, "He looks like me. I could be a superhero too."
Maybe it's just the way my brain works, but like if I look up to a character,
You're just
it's
seeing the powers.
I'm seeing the powers and what they do.
So Static Shock would be okay if he was white.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. Well, I'm not trying to
He's not
get. I'm not
Static
trying to
Shock
get
because
you.
he's
I'm
black.
just saying.
He's Static Shock because he has static powers.
And you want that.
I would.
Well,
love
I'm
that.
not. Yeah, I'm not saying. But I'm saying is as kids, you go. You know, I elevate more if I had to pick from white Peter Parker than black/Hispanic Miles Morales. I could see myself in the black/Hispanic Miles Morales because it's relatable because of either my family or, you know, with Peter Parker, I guess I never thought about it that way. But when there was a Black Spider-Man, I'm like, yeah, no, that's cool. It's another version of him. It's another. I actually really like Miles' suit better because I love red and black.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
But I hated the fact that like when they first started off, they're like, oh, he's Kid Arachnid. I'm like, no, just he's Spider-Man. Just call him Spider-Man. He's Miles Morales, but he's still Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Um,
It's just like I don't know. Like for me, for just like Green Lantern's like one of my favorite superheroes, like
Yeah.
mythos. And there's black Green Lanterns, white Green Lanterns, but there's also green and purple, and there's planet.
But you don't call him. Hey, look, it's Black Green Lantern.
That's what they say. John Stewart, the black one.
No, I just go, oh my John. It's like Doctor Who, where I'm like, oh
So
my
John Stewart.
No, I meant to say my Green Lantern is John Stewart. Like that's the first one I saw. Like
Yeah.
if I when I bought a pop, when they came out with John Stewart Green Lantern, I'm like, well, I want that one, and they're like Hal Jordan, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Hal Jordan. My Green Lantern is black. It's John Stewart, and that's my Green Lantern.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the things.
Like, I didn't like John Stewart more because he was black.
No, that's the first person I saw as Green Lantern, so I was like, that's who Green Lantern. It's like the Doctor, where you're like, my Doctor was David Tennant because that was the first Doctor I saw.
Mine was
like, who the fuck is this loser when he gets? Yeah.
I feel bad for people who think that the boring Doctor. What's his name? I don't like him.
Smith.
No, I don't. I like Matt.
Oh,
I call him the ugly Doctor. He's just unbelievable.
I know who you're talking about.
The boring one after
Capaldi.
him.
Capaldi.
Yeah,
Peter Capaldi.
First of all, I mean, I'm not going to get super deep in it. It's just that they had the rules.
It's because he's white.
Had the whole like the continuity, and then they go like, no.
Me and the guy Brian I was telling you about, he and me were both like, we would definitely push for like Idris Elba to just be the Doctor. I fucking love that. He's hilarious. So fucking good, dude. I would love to see him as the Doctor.
Lady Doctor, but you're gonna have Black Doctor.
Yeah, it's different. He's different. How is he different? Well, because he's and they're trying to like skate around it. It's not important. And it's like it's such a fucking like slap in the face where like his sonic screwdriver is fucking huge compared to everyone else's. Why is it so big and black?
Horrible.
Doctor Who's been canceled. Sorry, kids. I was gonna say the other April thing that I'm excited for was on April 27th. I am going to see AEW in the Liacouras Center. And I am so fucking excited.
I'll be right there with you.
Wait, what? You're going with me?
I'm gonna be in it.
You're gonna be in it?
Yeah, I'm
You're
debuting.
debuting there? Oh my god! You heard it here first! Oh! Oh! it for the In My Opinion podcast. Ducky is all elite. Duck is all elite.
Uh-huh.
I shit you not.
My wrestler name is going to be Sprinkle Pants.
Sprinkle Pants is all elite in AEW.
Yep.
And he shall be debuting against Adam Cole, baby.
And my tag team partner is going to be that.
Okay, hold on now.
Yep, he's coming back.
And who's Adam Cole's partner?
Nobody. We're just going to double team him.
It's a handicap match?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Keith Lee?
You showed me him.
Oh my god, I love him. I love him because I just found out like this morning. He is a fucking huge nerd. He is a absolute huge nerd.
So? Because
he's just a nerd. Like, he's just like, he was so... I watched because his wife was in WWE with him. And then when they both got fired, she is doing just a YouTube channel right now. And for one of the videos they did together, because he's on the road most of the time, so one of the videos they did with him was her learning how to play Final Fantasy 14, one of the online ones. And she's never played it, but he loves it. But he's this big dude who doesn't talk much. So you're like, I'm like, oh, he's just a huge nerd. And that's why he doesn't talk much, because he just doesn't say much, because, I don't know. And he talks like as if he's like a royal king. He'll be like, yes, you, sir. You, sir. Stop right there. Like, he just talks very, like, I don't know, royally. Like, he's just a fucking, a pro, it's like, he's, I don't want to get too ridiculous with it, but he's like if you put The Rock and James Earl Jones together. I'm putting it out there. There you go. I love Keith Lee, and I'm mad that I didn't watch him in WWE. So fucking mad, because he's so good.
But you have the internet. You can always go back and watch.
I know, but I wouldn't know where to start.
The beginning.
Okay. But yeah, I'm excited to go. Dude, I'm gonna be on TV. I'm gonna be in the first row. I'm gonna be right in the front row.
Now, when you say the front row, do you mean like the front row behind the big giant Teletron?
No, like I'm gonna be on the one side in the front row.
Oh, so you're gonna get like come and sweat room.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get. Wait, what? You say come and sweat?
No.
See, it has its drawbacks, because it is nice to get the come and sweat during the women's matches, but the other stuff I'm not really too keen on.
No, the guy come and sweat.
Wait, you like come and sweat in general?
I mean, that's what I do in my matches. I just come and sweat.
Duck, I'm gonna ask you very nicely, because I very much like Adam Cole. Can you not come on Adam Cole, please?
Okay, but that's like my thing, you know.
How about you just wrestle the Hurricane and you both come on each other?
No, he's my partner.
And one big cum hurricane.
Well, that's what our final move is called.
Wait, what's it called?
The Cumma King.
The Cumma King.
You just spin really fast, jerking off.
You go back to back, hook arms. Or you one hooks the one arm and the other one hooks the other arm, and then you just jerk off with the other hand while spinning.
That's great.
Oh my god. Alright, well, I'm all down for it. Just get Adam Cole a partner and you have yourself a deal.
I told you it's going to be a handicap.
No, it's not fair.
You want to come all over it.
You can't treat Adam Cole that way.
But that's our debut match. It has to be this.
Have I sent you videos of the Chugs playing Elden Ring?
You send me a lot of videos of the Chugs.
The Chugs?
Mm-hmm.
That's Adam Cole. At the most recent pay-per-view, he came out with a Master Chief armor thing on.
That's cool.
Yeah. He loves Halo.
Does he like Magic the Gathering?
No, I don't think so.
I guess I can't like this game.
He likes Uno. Is that the same thing? That's the card game, right?
Quick question: did you know that the movie Turning Red is periods and overprotective themes?
Hell yes! I've been calling that from day one. When I first saw the trailer, I was like, "This is about menstrual cycles.
This is about.
This is about blood. This is a period. This is a period piece."
And on that, I gotta go.
And on that, why don't we end it there?
Uh,
Thank you guys for listening. If you're just listening to this, I guess subscribe to us or whatever the fuck you do on that, whatever thing you're listening on. And if you're watching on my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Duck, what are we going to talk about next week?
we're probably gonna talk about maybe some more Elden Ring. Getting closer into that.
I'm glad. You know what?
There's another game playing it.
God damn it! I'm glad we went without talking about it the whole day, but the whole episode.
Bring it up. Bring it up once.
Yeah, I really wish you didn't.
It's a great game. I don't know why you're not playing it yet.
I will eventually. Well, that's been it for us. Thank you guys for listening and watching. Thank you so much. Duck appreciates it, so do I. And we'll see you guys next time.
Here comes the Kumake.
Here comes the Kumake. Spider-Man, it was continuity between MJ and Peter and how they all of a sudden were just in love in the second film.
That wasn't the only issue. I love continuity. I love it when things flow together. I like it when things fit together. I like it when they tell a story